Hey there guys, this is Sam
and Justin
at the Survival Review, and in preparation of the new Fantastic Four movie that's coming out, we are going to be talking about Fantastic Four, the Roger Corman film.
never heard of it. That's because it was never released.
Yep, and that's kind of for a reason.
Yes.
It's not a good movie.
No, but it's a highly entertaining movie.
Yes.
And has more entertainment value to it than the Jessica Alba Fantastic Four movies.
And most likely the new one that's coming
Probably.
out.
We did not watch those Jessica Alba movies in preparation because those movies are complete crap.
Yep. And there's not much... There isn't really a lot of substance to talk about with those movies.
All we would say is
they're crap.
And we don't want to rewatch them because they're crap. So, we decided to watch the Roger Corman version.
Which is crap,
yes.
But it's entertaining crap.
Yes. Now, I have already seen this movie in the past. We just got done watching this, which is why we're in Sam's room instead of my room. Like we normally do the reviews. So we just got done watching this movie. He saw it for the first time. I've already seen it previously because I own it on DVD for some reason.
Yeah.
And so what are your initial thoughts?
My initial thoughts are it's cheesy, full of just an absurd amount of cliches.
Every cliche in the book is in this movie.
Oh, absolutely every cliche you could think of. Right off the bat when this movie starts, it's just cliche.
Mm-hmm.
But it's funny, it's entertaining. I mean, it wasn't meant to be.
No.
But it's a really, really good movie to watch with a friend and just laugh at.
It also has some bizarre moments in it.
Some really bizarre
There's a whole subplot that, now that I think about it, unless they missed something, it didn't pay off.
No.
We just call this guy the Goblin, because that's what he looks like.
Yeah. I don't really know what... Did they even say what he was?
I don't know.
He was this weird goblin-looking guy, and he kidnaps... Well, first, before he's the one that switches out this diamond thing that has something to do with the Fantastic Four's experiment.
Yeah,
it's weird.
Yeah.
He switches it out with a fake one, and that's what causes them to turn into the Fantastic Four. And you kind of assume when he's doing this that he works for Dr. Doom. But he doesn't.
No.
Dr. Doom observes him in a video camera and says, "Who's this guy doing this?" And it makes no sense.
No. And then he kidnaps this blind lady who's kind of the love interest of Ben Grimm, the Thing. Mm-hmm. I guess they met in one scene and fell in love.
Yeah, one scene, and it wasn't like a long scene. It's like 30 seconds. Weird
scene.
This weird scene of her falling over, breaking something, and then caressing his face. For no reason.
Yeah.
It's absolutely fantastic. I mean, the weird chemistry between some of the characters, not just those two, but also between Mr. Fantastic. What's the character's name? I can never remember. Mr. Fantastic.
Oh, Reed Richards?
Reed Richards. Between him and Sue Storm.
Oh, okay, now, I'm not too knowledgeable on the Fantastic Four comics.
Nor am I.
So, I don't know if this is how the comics were, but this is how it is in this movie. Apparently Reed Richards is college age, and Sue Storm is a kid.
Like a 10-year-old kid.
Yeah, 10, 12,
something
13 at the most.
At the most.
And
that's being generous.
So you see them at the beginning, and they're like that age. Then it cuts to 10 years later, and Reed Richards just has the little gray streaks. That's how much he's aged.
Just a bit of gray in his hair.
And now Sue Storm's an adult, and they're in love.
Yes.
It was really creepy.
It's very creepy. And even when she's a kid, when they see each other, it's creepy.
She falls in love with him when she's a kid.
Yeah.
He's dreamy.
And I don't know if that's how the comics are, but that's just weird.
It's weird.
It sets up a really weird vibe for the movie.
Yeah.
That they're in love, and spoilers, they get married at the end of this movie.
Yeah.
It's so weird. I don't know if that's how. I don't know how comics accurate this movie is.
Yeah, it's just a bit uncomfortable, and I don't know.
Very screwed up.
But whatever, it's it's not the weirdest thing in this movie.
The best part though of this movie is Dr. Doom.
Yes, Dr. Doom is actually really cool for most of the movie.
You touch it, and she dies. So?
In the beginning of the movie, he's actually legitimately not exactly creepy, but really interesting. They hide him
Yeah,
in shadow, and they build him up.
Exactly. I want to see who this guy is, what's his plan, what's he doing. He's a cool villain, and the costume is cool.
It's like it's right out of the comics.
Yeah.
It's the kind of costume you'd see at like Comic-Con.
Yeah, it's
very great
like good
cosplay.
cosplay. I mean, it's not something you're going to see in a high budget movie, which this is not.
No.
But it was good, especially for this movie.
And there's moments in the movie where he acts weird, and you're still into it. He likes to talk with his hands.
A lot.
There's a great scene where he's on a video monitor, and I guess they just didn't want a still image of his face, just as talking. So they have his hands moving, but it's like right up to his face, and he's like talking.
And it's like he doesn't really know what to do, so even when he says the number 12, I don't remember what he was talking about, but he says the number 12, and he actually spells
it out.
He spells it out with his finger.
You have 12 hours to surrender yourselves to me.
I mean, it's like, I have a laser that's going to shoot out there, and it's going to kill everybody. And his hands just they don't stop moving.
Yeah, it's...
And he does every villain cliche in the book.
Yeah, everything you can think of, from doing the weird little villain finger thing.
People are medical miracles. They hold the key to the greatest single breakthrough in scientific history.
To his introduction where he goes, I'm Dr. Doom.
Yeah.
See where he swipes his cape as he walks away?
It's absolutely ridiculous, but it's awesome.
You guys, don't you think this is just a little too easy, huh?
Yeah, I love walking into a trap, don't you?
I don't know. I've never done it before.
The interesting thing about this movie is compared to all the crappy Marvel movies from the 90s, like the Captain America movie and the David Hasselhoff Nick Fury movie, this is the best one out of all of those.
Yeah.
Because there's genuine effort put into this movie.
Which is weird, because it was never intended to be released.
Nobody involved in the production knew that it wasn't supposed to be released.
Yeah.
They weren't told until after.
Exactly.
Which is probably one of the worst things to be told about what kind of movie.
Crappy. Just
all this effort put in this movie gone, and even we noticed the end credits of this movie has a lot of names on it.
Yeah, there were a decent amount of people involved in the making of this movie.
Yeah, so it's like it's a legitimate movie. Like there's effort put into it, and that's the charm of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
That everybody's trying. Every actor, they're not very good, but they're giving it their all in the movie, and that's really fun to watch. That makes you sit through it better. If they weren't trying, then you'd just be like,
just get on with it. But they actually seemed like they cared about what they were doing.
Yeah, the plot of this movie doesn't flow right.
No. I mean, the whole subplot of the goblin kidnapping the blind girl
doesn't need to be in the movie.
It doesn't need to be in the movie at all.
No.
It's if you were to cut that out and just make it like
maybe that Dr. Doom switched out the crystal, and
it would make the movie a lot shorter, but it would also make a lot more sense.
There's the Russian villain henchman.
They're these two
music.
like Russian dudes that are like.
Every time they pop on the screen, you hear this comical music.
So many cliches. So many cliches. But
the best, I don't know if I'd say the best, but one of the best scenes in the movie is there's a fight scene with Dr. Doom's henchmen, and they beat them all up, the Fantastic Four get away. Dr. Doom walks back in, sees they're all dead or taken out, and just goes,
So, my friend,
and then the best transition ever appears.
Just the number 4 zooms into the screen. What? It's like something out of like a cheesy 60s cartoon or something.
Right out of a cartoon.
It's ridiculous, but
it's wonderful.
It entertained us.
The effects in this movie are all, your typical terrible effects, but the practical effects are fun. Whenever you see Reed Richards stretching, and it's that fake hand just. It's really great.
Fun.
And then at the end, where the Human Torch goes full CGI.
Yep. Which this is from 1994, and it did not have a good budget.
He has to stop a laser from hitting the city, and it looks worse than like a PlayStation game.
Yeah. It's cheesy, but It's entertaining.
I would actually recommend this movie.
So would I. I mean, it's just one of those movies that are so weird and so bad, but they're good.
Yeah, and it's such an interesting thing to watch because it's almost like you weren't supposed to see this.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't meant to be released.
Exactly.
So it has that really weird vibe to where it's like, should I be watching this? Because it doesn't seem like it was meant to be seen, like shown to people. But it's better than some of the crappy Marvel movies from the 90s, which is just really funny.
Yeah, better than the ones that actually were released.
Exactly, it's just really weird. So there's one scene where the movie's solution to having the Thing beat up a couple bad guys, it's just by having the screen spin. While you're punching something.
Rather than actually have a fight scene, it actually, the screen spins. They just didn't want to film a fight.
They do that again. There's a scene in the movie that doesn't make any sense where, I was like, from the power of love, the Thing turns back to normal Ben Grimm.
Yeah.
And then runs outside, screams, turns back into the Thing.
It was weird because they actually had a somewhat, I mean, as good as it's going to get for this kind of movie, a decent effect for him transforming from the Thing back to himself.
Yeah.
And then immediately when he walks outside, screen spins, and he's back to the Thing. They just couldn't do that effect again.
But plot-wise, it was so pointless.
It made no... It didn't do anything.
It doesn't make any sense.
Like, and it's like this true love makes him normal, but at the end of the movie, he's still the Thing.
Yeah, exactly. The weird plot structure of this movie is that, like, the Fantastic Four don't really do anything.
No.
For most of this movie. And then when they get together and they start planning stuff out, the Thing runs away.
Yep.
Don't stop me.
So they can't really do anything.
They can't do anything until the ending. And then they get into their really cheesy looking costumes to go fight Doctor Doom. This movie was a blast.
It really is a blast. I mean,
you got to watch it with other people, too.
Yeah, it's not something to just sit and watch alone. It's something to watch with friends, laugh at, make fun of. That's this is that kind of movie.
It's the best example of this kind of movie.
Exactly.
If you ever want to check out one of the really crappy, back when Marvel couldn't make a movie to save their lives kind of movies, this is the best one to watch. Because this one is entertaining like all the way through. Whereas I have seen the 90s Captain America movie, and it has some really funny bad moments. It's very boring and very dull. Aside from Captain America being a dick and stealing a guy's car, there's nothing to it.
I haven't seen it myself, but from what he's told me about it, I mean, this movie just through and through is entertaining to watch.
Yes.
I mean, bad as it may be, it makes it just, it gives it this personality that you just have to kind of like.
Exactly. I actually thought the actor playing Reed Richards, the Mr. Fantastic, whereas aside from some really bad moments, I actually thought he was pretty convincing as the part.
Yeah, he was not bad.
Actually, all the actors are pretty convincing except for Johnny Storm. He was annoying.
Johnny Storm is annoying, but...
He was annoying. But Reed Richards had, aside from some really bad monotone moments...
Careful, I must be in shock. I don't feel any pain.
But yeah, as of right now, the Roger Corman Fantastic Four movie is the best Fantastic Four movie.
Yep. We're not going to rate it out of 10.
No.
Because it'd be...
It's not the kind of movie you do that.
Exactly. I mean, it's a bad movie, but it's a good bad movie.
Yeah, so you can't score it.
You can't really give it a proper score.
It's got to just leave it at that.
Exactly.
As a movie we recommend, if you're into this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
If you take your movies very seriously, you're going to hate this movie.
Don't watch this if you're looking for something that you can really get emotionally invested in. Or
legitimately care about.
No.
This is not that movie.
Watch, if you want a fun 90 minutes to kill,
yeah,
this is the movie.
You could do worse than this.
Yeah. So that's about all we've got to say about the Roger Corman Fantastic Four film.
But I'll be back to talk about the new Fantastic Four film, because I will be seeing that.
I will not.
No,
luckily.
So,
but
hopefully you can top this awesomeness.
Yeah, hopefully.
It won't.
I'm not seeing it.
No.
Yeah. So, yep, that's about all we got to say.
Yep.
So, thanks for watching the video, you guys, and we'll see you next time.